Good Wednesday morning. President Trump delivers his State of the Union.
With his eyes on the economy and the next major election. It's February 25th. This is Today. Addressing the nation.
Members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
President Trump uses the longest State of the Union in U.S. history to tout his policies, take shots at Democrats and the Supreme Court, and send a warning to Iran.
I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
And in a lighter moment, celebrating the triumph of American athletes at the Winter Olympics. We'll break it all down. Day 25. The FBI receiving a flood of tips in the search for Nancy Guthrie following that emotional new plea from Savannah.
Somebody knows. We are begging you to please come forward now.
The family now offering a $1 million reward and also donating $500,000 to help find missing children all across the country. We'll shine a light on the group dedicated to that mission.
Don't lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. Ever.
And one of its many success stories. Say it ain't snow. Yet another winter storm blowing through the Northeast this morning, hitting areas still trying to dig out from that monster blizzard.
This is the most snow I've ever seen in my life.
Just ahead, how people are coming together to clean up, and Al's full forecast, including the lucky places set to enjoy record high temperatures today. Those stories, plus, welcome home. Mike Tirico took us inside the NBA, called the Super Bowl.
Seattle reigns above them all in the NFL.
And guided us through the Winter Olympics.
Our country loves sports, and it brings us together unlike anything else.
And this morning, he's joining us live to celebrate that legendary February. And what a list. So straight to you and me. Phil Collins among the nominees just announced for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hey, are you ready for a new sensation?
From INXS to Mariah Carey to Luther Vandross. We'll tell you who could be heading for music immortality today, Wednesday, February 25th, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Greg Melton. From Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Today. So glad you're starting your Wednesday with us. Hoda is here while Savannah remains with her family. That's quite the list, the Hall of Fame list.
Who'd you see on there?
Well, we've got Phil Collins, of course. Lauryn Hill.
Great.
Lauryn Hill's on the list. Luther Vandross. So
it'll be good.
We'll reveal that list coming up in just a few minutes. But we are going to start this morning with President Trump's State of the Union.
Yeah, his address, the longest ever, clocking in at 1 hour and 48 minutes. Heavy on patriotism, claiming a new golden age for America, while also sparring with Democrats in real time on a host of issues.
We've got it all covered for you this morning. NBC's senior White House correspondent, Garrett Hake's going to start us off. Garrett, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning to you. And yeah, President Trump broke his own record last night in delivering that longest State of the Union speech in history. Overall, the speech seemed designed as a patriotic pep talk, with the president boasting about his economic record and highlighting the service and achievements of American warriors and champions. But he also lashed out at Democrats repeatedly on immigration and other issues, creating some tense moments and stark reminders of our polarized union. President Trump entering the House chamber with a roar from Republicans and silence and empty seats on the Democratic side for the first State of the Union of his second term.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
The president using his nearly 2-hour speech to highlight successes of his first year, touting falling gas prices and a rising stock market.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
With 4 Supreme Court justices sitting just feet away, the president briefly criticizing the court's ruling against his sweeping tariff program, days after calling some of the justices, quote, disloyal to the Constitution.
An unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court.
But vowing to move ahead with new tariffs, the bulk of which will be paid by U.S. companies.
I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax.
The president repeatedly taking swipes at Democrats.
These people are crazy.
And trying to put them on defense over affordability.
They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices.
The president also focusing on immigration, even attempting to goad Democrats into standing up and clapping.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up.
The official Democratic response coming from newly elected Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger.
The president did what he always does. He lied, he scapegoated, and he distracted.
The president also pushing foreign policy late in his remarks, saying he preferred a diplomatic solution to the ongoing standoff with Iran, but will not allow the regime to acquire a nuclear weapon.
They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon.
The biggest bipartisan cheers of the night coming for the gold medal winning U.S. Olympic hockey team.
Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team.
Mr. Trump adding that he plans to present goalie Connor Hellebuck with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and later awarding 2 medals of honor to military aviators of different eras. A helicopter pilot wounded in the recent raid to capture Nicolas Maduro, and a Korean War fighter pilot. Viewers may have noticed 2 moments of disruption during the speech, with one Democrat escorted out of the chamber early after unfurling a sign on the House floor, and that exchange about immigration, which led to a brief but heated back and forth between the president and several Democratic lawmakers. Most of the protest against the president inside the chamber was silent, though, with dozens of Democrats skipping the speech entirely or inviting guests like survivors of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein, meant to send a message just by showing up. Craig?
Garrett Haake from the White House. Garrett, thank you. Let's bring in NBC's senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson now. Hallie, good morning to you. The majority of that speech last night was devoted to domestic issues, the economy, immigration. Let's start there, Hallie. How did the president fare on those?
Yeah, big topics, important topics, Craig and Hoda. And the president celebrated what he sees as good news on the economy. But he didn't acknowledge that many Americans don't feel good about the economy. There was no real I feel your pain moment. And Americans, make no mistake, they don't feel good. Polls consistently show that people say they're not happy with how the president has handled issues like the cost of living. We didn't hear much new on what a number of Trump voters before the speech told me they wanted to hear about, how to make their lives more affordable right now. And then on immigration, this is a reliable topic for President Trump. It's where you saw that moment Garrett referenced, him trying to bait Democrats by challenging them to stand if they agreed with him. Bet you see that in GOP attack ads from now until November. But the president is underwater on this issue. More Americans say they disapprove of his handling of border security and immigration. And interestingly, the number of people who say they strongly disapprove is up double digits since last year, Craig and Hoda.
All right, let's talk about foreign policy. He brought up Iran later in the speech, right, Hallie?
Yeah, this was a back half topic for him late into the night, and one that a lot of people had been listening for, Hoda. What kind of case would the president make for possible military strikes on Iran as he's building up military firepower in the region? This is a region on edge. The answer to that came down to Iran's nuclear capabilities. You heard the president trying to square his previous claim that that has been obliterated with why he would need to take action now, right, to prevent Iran from building it up. This is delicate for him politically. He ran on a pledge, remember, to avoid foreign entanglements, but in office, he really hasn't been shy about those. Just look at that raid on Venezuela, which he also, of course, highlighted in his speech.
So, Hallie, all of this, of course, coming with the first primaries are actually just a few weeks away now. How does last night's speech tee up Republicans? How does it tee up Democrats as we head into the primary season?
Craig, I think that's the right frame to look at this, because this is in many ways a tone setter here. The coalition that propelled the president to victory back in 2024 has started to crack. Now, of course, the president is not on the ballot himself in the midterms, but Republicans are hoping that his voters are going to show up at the polls to turn out to help keep seats in the House and Senate, even with the Republican Party facing some historical headwinds here. So in many many ways, the State of the Union was setting the tone for the rest of the party in this key year. But far and away, the biggest issue in the midterms is going to be affordability. And while there was some red meat for Republicans in the speech, not as much meat on the bone on how to make people's lives less expensive now. With Craig and Hoda, the first midterm primaries coming up already next week.
And so it begins. All right, our senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson. Hallie, thank you.
Thank you, Hallie. Also this morning, the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie is entering its 25th day. Federal authorities following new tips after the latest emotional plea from Savannah, now offering a family reward of up to $1 million for information leading to their mother's return. The Guthries also making a large donation to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to help other families who are facing that similar pain. NBC's Liz Kreutz is in Tucson. She's got the very latest on this. Liz, good morning.
Well, hi, Hoda. Good morning to you. Since Savannah posted that video yesterday, a law enforcement official tells NBC News that the FBI has received hundreds of new tips. But experts tell us this reward is not so much about the quantity of tips as it is about the quality. The family is hoping that by offering the reward, they might be able to incentivize anyone who has some information about this to now come forward.
This morning, 25 days into the search for Nancy Guthrie, experts say the $1 million reward Savannah and her siblings are offering could encourage that one credible lead investigators desperately need.
Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. And we are begging you to please come forward now.
Since Savannah posted that heartbreaking video, a senior law enforcement official tells NBC News the FBI has received more than 750 tips related to Nancy's disappearance. Former FBI supervisor Jason Pack says the family's reward suggests a strategic pivot.
But there are some people who were close to what happened, that know what happened, that now have a decision to make. And that decision was really ratcheted up by this reward that Savannah and her family offered.
A source close to the family says the Guthries raised the idea of a reward day one of the investigation, but were advised to hold off.
Why would the family be given that advice to wait to put out a reward?
At the beginning of these types of cases, particularly high-profile ones like this, there's not an absence of tips. So it does two things. It reactivates the tip line, and it puts a lot of pressure on those handful of people that know what happened.
Investigators are still working a variety of leads, including whether the masked suspect on Nancy's doorbell camera may have come to her home prior to the night of her abduction. 2 weeks ago, neighbors reported they were asked to check their Ring cameras for footage from the evening of January 11th. We asked the sheriff about it at the time.
Why January 11th? What were investigators asking about that day in particular?
You know, they have a reason. I don't know that, but I know that they have a valid reason for that date.
Public interest in the case shows no sign of slowing. Outside Nancy's home, a memorial growing with yellow flowers, hand-painted signs, and even mahjong tiles, one of Nancy's favorite hobbies.
And as these new tips and leads come in, a senior law enforcement official tells NBC News that scores of agents continue to be involved in the search for Nancy. The official notes that while some of the agents might be based now in Phoenix or Washington, D.C., they are not downsizing and continue to be very much focused on this case. Hoda.
Yeah, Liz, thank you. Hoping, praying for a breakthrough on this case. We're going to have more in our next half hour. And a reminder again, any information that could be helpful in this case, call this tip line on your screen, 1-800-CALL-FBI.
More to get to, including even more snow. In fact, take a look outside right now. Morning commuters here in the Northeast facing some fresh flakes. Facing those flakes just as cleanup efforts from that blockbuster blizzard ramp up. Some areas of New England still digging out for more than 3 feet of snow. Tens of thousands in Massachusetts still don't have power. Al standing by with a look at the next potential storms. First, though, NBC's Emily Aketa joins us from Hoboken, New Jersey. Em, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Well, folks here in Hoboken and across much of the Northeast are still digging out. This car behind me here buried by more than 20 inches of snow, and now there is more of it. Not nearly as much as that blizzard, but it doesn't take much to create chaos when the streets and the sidewalks are already messy.
This morning, a new round of snow falling, coating streets and impacting visibility from New York to Connecticut. And in Michigan, heavy snow and windy conditions. The wintry blast complicating cleanup from the historic blizzard that just barreled through the Northeast. Many homes in Rhode Island still blanketed in feet of snow on street after street, with some roads completely impassable.
This is the most snow I've ever seen in my life.
Chunks of melting ice caught on camera falling from skyscrapers in Boston. And while scenes like this are a hard part of reality in states like Massachusetts,
this just happens, so this is part of being in New England.
This storm toppling trees and snapping power lines, with more than 150,000 still without electricity in the region. Utility crews arriving from as far away as Canada to help get the lights back on across Cape Cod.
We had hurricane force winds. We had a huge dump of snow.
In New York City, the NYPD is looking for men who they say injured police officers, pelting them with snowballs when they showed up to break up a rowdy snowball fight.
They and our entire city workforce deserve to be treated with respect.
Across the Northeast, a flurry of frustration at airports, with more than 11,000 flight cancellations since Sunday. The terminals in Boston Tuesday eerily quiet. As for the chance for even more snow,
what's your reaction to that?
Just no. No.
Yeah, and he's not going to be happy when he steps outside his doorstep this morning. We're keeping a close eye on those flight disruptions. We are seeing some flight cancellations and delays, but at fewer than 1,000, that is a significant, notable improvement from the last couple of days. Certainly a relief for the passengers who have been stranded for several days, Craig.
All right, Emily Ketta, who's been standing outside in the snow for about 3 days now. Em, thank you.
All right, Al's here with the full forecast. It's still coming out.
It is, but this is more of a nuisance, and it's very much like myself. This kind of pushes through, maybe drops an inch or so. The road's a little slick, so you just have to be a little on the careful side. As this system moves through, it's the slick travel for your morning commute, then some scattered snow showers in the afternoon. Again, not amounting to much. Snowfall through tonight. We're looking at the Tug Hill Plateau, maybe 6 inches, but generally very light accumulations. We're talking maybe 1-2 inches of snow. Now, the good news is, look at this. As we go into this spring through next week, warm weather for much of the country, but a cold pattern, Great Lakes into the Northeast. And the storm track is such that it is going to be it's coming out of Canada, bringing several clippers. We could see some possible significant snow late. Excuse me?
What day was that?
I was interrupted by somebody booing.
I'm sorry. It wasn't you. Wasn't you.
Anyway, significant snow possible late Sunday into Monday. We will track it. We're not telling you that there's going to be anything bad, but just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Like, say, one Craig Melvin who asked me on Monday, oh, by the way, we didn't talk about this big storm. I said, we did.
Don't we have to go to local?
But you were on your cell phone.
I'm listening now.
I was doing weather.
I am listening now.
Let's get to your local forecast in the next 30 seconds.
Back 7:30. No Mariah, not a fantasy. You are among the nominees for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Carson Daly, I was looking over that list this morning.
Yeah, it's good.
It's quite
Mariah is part of one of the returning nominees this year. There's a lot. There's 17.
Wow.
10 of them are brand new.
Okay.
We're going to go through the list. They'll pick it in April. It's 90s heavy, very diverse.
Okay.
So we'll have full coverage for us coming up.
Awesome.
First, though, in this half hour, the hope that's now being offered to other families by Savannah and her siblings.
While the Guthries continue to pray for their mother's return, they're also shining a light on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, making a $500,000 donation to the nonprofit. NBC's Kate Snow is here with more on that. Hey, Kate, morning.
Hey, Hoda, good morning. So our viewers might recognize the name of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children because it's been around for so long, more than 40 years. The group distributes millions of photos every year when kids under 18 are missing, sometimes gone for weeks or months. By making that donation, the Guthrie family is providing a lifeline to other families in similar desperate situations who maybe don't have the same high-profile media exposure that they do.
For Savannah and her family, the uncertainty, the not knowing where their mom Nancy is overwhelming.
Every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her. And most of all, just missing her. Just missing her.
Savannah acknowledging there are millions of families who've suffered the same uncertainty.
We are hoping that the attention that has been given to our mom and our family will extend to all the families like ours who are in need.
The Guthrie family donating $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, an organization co-founded by John Walsh, whose 6-year-old son Adam was kidnapped and killed in 1981. The private nonprofit's mission, coordinated national responses when kids go missing, distributing photos, assisting with Amber Alerts. For Yanette Concepcion, the group's involvement when her son Jojo disappeared changed everything.
They were out there just working for me. It was amazing. I get goosebumps because I truly owe them so much.
Her ex-husband kidnapped her 6-year-old Jojo in 2022.
It's terrible. There is no closure. There is just a big black hole where you don't know. And the not knowing, you just don't even want to wake up.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children created posters, sent alerts all over the U.S., and when someone spotted the father and son in Maine, they sent word to Canada. A woman spotted Jojo in a New Brunswick Walmart and called police, leading to this reunion at the Miami airport.
The only way I can explain it is the same feeling you have giving birth when you meet him for the first time. I felt like I was given a chance at life again, you know?
Michelle DeLon, the president and CEO of the NCMEC, says the Guthrie's donation is very generous and will help many families.
It's a tremendous opportunity to raise the visibility of many cases that otherwise would not be receiving this type of attention.
Yanette says her son is doing really well, surrounded by love.
You have a unique perspective. You've been through this. Would you have anything to say to Savannah?
Don't lose hope. Don't ever lose hope, ever.
Yanette told me that she's working with her son Jojo, who's now 9 years old, on forgiveness. She calls the woman who helped them at the National Center her angel. Guys, in 2024, they assisted law enforcement, families, child welfare organizations with almost 30,000 missing children cases just in 1 year. Vast majority are what they call endangered runaways, and they say they have a 90% solution rate. Like they solve 90%.
You've been doing God's work for a long time.
They have, and it's very Savannah to, in the middle of all of her despair and things going on, to include this in
to
it.
help somebody else, yeah.
And we do want to mention, if you can learn more about the work of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and ways you can help, you can go right to our website, today.com.
And never give up hope. That's right. All that. Thanks, Kate. Appreciate it. More ahead, guys, including a hero's welcome to our own Mr. Mike Tirico. He had a busy, legendary February. It took him from the NBA kickoff to the Super Bowl in California, out to the Olympics in Milan. Mike's about to share with us some of his favorite unforgettable moments. I think he got home 2 hours ago. We'll chat with Mike right after this.
For all the young people out there, not just the hockey, but all the Olympics you've watched, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them and go get them, because our country loves sports and it brings us together unlike anything else.
We are back with those inspiring words from our buddy Mike Tirico after Sunday's incredible men's hockey final at the Winter Olympics in Milan.
And those closing thoughts helped cap off what was a truly legendary February for Mike and for all of us at NBC and for sports as a whole.
Let's get a visual of the month. So this is what Mike's been doing. He started here in New York. He was calling Sunday Night Basketball. Okay. And then he flew to the Bay to cover the Super Bowl. And then from there, he hopped on a direct flight from San Fran to Milan to lead NBC's coverage of the Winter Olympics.
And after all of that, Mr. Tirico is finally home, and we are so happy to be chatting with him this morning. Mike, well done, buddy. Well done.
Well, good.
I was just going to start with Sunday after that game, Mike, those poignant words that you shared with the country. It's what we all needed in that moment. Where did that come from? Did the spirit just move you, or had you always been planning to do something like that?
It came about a minute before I said it. I just got there emotionally. I was involved. I love hockey. I love U.S. hockey. I'm a kid of the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. I remember watching that when I was young. And you know, there was a very emotional tone to that, and those were the youngsters of Johnny Gaudreau. He and his brother killed in a bike accident by a drunk driver the day before their sister's wedding in New Jersey. Johnny very well could have and would have been on that U.S. team, and they were carrying his jersey. And when they went into the crowd to get those kids and be a part of that picture, it just hit me of the dreams and his dreams not realized, and maybe his kids will realize their dreams someday. And fortunately, you know, after a great American sports moment, I had a mic and I was able to say what was on my mind. And I'm so honored that it touched some folks, and I hope it does inspire a generation of kids to go out there and do what you can, because we're living our dreams. Many of us always wanted to do what we're doing now, and maybe they'll be inspired to do the same.
You know, Mike, that the end of the Olympics was epic. The women's team, the men's team. I mean, it was such a beautiful. Alyssa Liu, what a great way to end. Throughout the Olympics, you were able to witness so many incredible events. What else really stuck out to you?
You hit a couple of them. The women's hockey team, that 2-1 overtime win over Canada was just as exciting as the men's was. And you mentioned Alyssa Liu as well in the figure skating. You know, to retire at 16, walk away from the sport, and then come back, you saw that joy in every jump, every turn she made. When she took the ice for the warm-up for the long program and had a smile on her face, and everybody else has this panicked face, understandably so. It's the biggest moment of their careers. And she was just living in the moment. That hit me. And Michaela Schifrin.
Yeah.
Go through the disappointment of Beijing, that we were there and we all remember how difficult that was for her. She's the best in the world ever at alpine skiing. To have her sit across from us on the couch on the set after it was all said and done, and hear her just talk about the journey and embrace everything that it's done for her as a person and how she's inspired, that was also a wow for me at the Olympics.
Hey, Mike, how many frequent flyer miles did you get in legendary February?
You know what, Carson? There were significant impact in that, but I have no desire to use them. I'd like to be home for a little bit. You know, my car is going to look at me in the morning and go, "Who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing here?"
Mike,
you know?
as you look back at the month between the NBA and Super Bowl, obviously the stuff in Milan, what are just a couple of things that come to mind?
Our team, we have 3,000 people here in the U.S. and over in Italy working on the Olympics, and hundreds more on the Super Bowl. And a few of us got to do the crossover for both. And the basketball drum keeps going. You know, we have NBA games throughout the whole process. And our team was awesome. You guys know this. The 4 or 5 of you, whoever's on TV each morning, people see us, but they don't see all the people who woke up at some ungodly hour to be a part of this. And that is the group that I will remember for doing this. They gave us a chance to experience this and bring it home to people. And that wakes us up every day, folks. It really does. And that's what I'll remember. I'll remember the commissary at the International Broadcast Center. You can ask Peter Alexander. He was in there a lot. That's the best food at an Olympics ever. And it was part of the journey that was pretty special, too.
Oh, that set you had was incredible. That was the best set I've ever seen.
Mike, before you get out of here, and listen, you know, you're so humble. You're always so gracious. We want to give you your flowers. I'm just going to share a few of the headlines that I came across.
Don't do this.
Kevin O'Connor, Yahoo Sports. Mike Tirico's amazing. Goes from calling NBA games to the Super Bowl to the Olympics. Does it all flawlessly. What a talent. Your friend from ESPN, Scott Van Pelt. What Mike did on Sunday, I believe, moves him to a place occupied by one person in our business. Him, Scott Hansen, NFL Network and Gold Zone. Mike Tirico and NBC Sports were as good as it gets in that last hour. All-time great sports broadcasting there. Mike, all well-deserved, buddy. All well-deserved. What does it mean to you to just hear some of your peers heap that kind of praise on you?
Of course, it's humbling. It's overwhelming. It's embarrassing. I just show up and wear makeup and talk on TV. That's all I do. And for people to be kind and share those thoughts means the world to me. But the reality is there's an NBA game on Sunday, so you better put your head down and get back. And there's a month of stuff that my wife has said needs to get done around the house here. So that there's that reality. And I can't leave you guys without saying every place we went in Milan, somebody was asking about Savannah. And I do mean that, and I've shared that with her, and I share that with all of you. I don't have a yellow ribbon. I grabbed my yellow coffee mug this morning. We are thinking of her and all of you. You guys are family to us, and we love you dearly. And just stay strong and keep positive, just like Savannah's doing.
Well, thank you, Mike. That means a lot.
Mike,
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Mike sent a text all about Savannah during that time.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Mike Tirico.
We love you, Mike.
You are the gold standard, my friend. Thank you.
Get some rest.
Yeah,
Get some rest.
let's get another check of the weather. Mr. Roker.
We love Mike Tirico. My gosh. By the way, are guys ready for a little game?
Yeah,
I haven't done one in a while. So, okay, who's had a snowier winter? Okay. Who do you think, guys? Salt Lake City or Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Okay, here we go. Well, Charlotte's correct. 12.2 to 2.5. All right, here comes another one. Denver versus D.C. Who do you think?
D.C.
I'll go with Denver.
Okay, Carson? You are correct, but not by much. Right. Denver 13.4, almost 9, and a little more than 9.5. D.C. finally. Oklahoma City or New York City?
Oh, it's got to be New York.
All right, that's a gimme. There you go. Boom! 42 inches to Oklahoma City's 8.8. Thanks for playing our game. Johnny, tell them what they've won. No, you don't get anything. Green Bay right now, going to be colder by 12 degrees than normal. New York City, 41. But look at how warm it is down through the southwest from Denver, Lubbock, Houston. Tomorrow, still chilly in the northeast, Great Lakes. But Minneapolis, nice and warm, 41. Memphis, 65. And that warm air is going to be making its way east over the weekend. Upper 50s in Indianapolis, low 70s. Nashville, Washington, D.C., about 60 degrees on Saturday. And Syracuse, you'll be mid-40s on Saturday. New York City, temperatures in the mid-40s as well. Baltimore, look at that. On Saturday, you're approaching 60 degrees. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Well, I've been afraid of changing.
Did your shoulders just drop about 3 inches?
Exactly.
Yeah, that song, that's a little Fleetwood Mac to get us ready for Jenna's Morning Boost.
We could just listen to that whole song as the boost, but no matter how many decades go by, Landslide is one of those songs that hits for every generation. Just take a look.
That's sweet.
I mean, baby's first Fleetwood Mac. Don't you love that?
Oh, my God. And the lyrics are so good.
So beautiful.
Baby said, don't stop.
Exactly.
So sweet.
Love that. Thank you.
Of course, guys.
All right, speaking of music, what's the greatest pop song of the streaming era? Coming up in Pop Start, we're going to get ready to debate that brand new list. But first, your local news, weather.
It's probably Taylor. It's got to be Taylor.
It's a good guess.
It's 8 o'clock on Today. Coming up, State of the Union. President Trump addressing the nation in a nearly 2-hour speech.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Heavy on patriotism and claiming a new golden age for America, while sparring with Democrats in real time on issues like immigration. We're live at the White House with the latest. Then, devastating loss. Comedy legend Martin Short revealing his daughter, Catherine, has died at just 42 years old. Just ahead, how she is being remembered for the light and joy she brought into the world. And gold rush. Why experts are saying now may be the perfect time to trade in your gold jewelry.
Can you guys believe that this little bag, $10,000, guys?
With prices nearly double what they were just a year ago. Vicky Nguyen has the top tips on the best ways to cash in. All that, plus Lupita Nyong'o live in Studio 1A.
It was my duty to fight for what I love.
Huge casting news for Heat 2.
Is this guy something or is he something?
And Rock On. A first look at your 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. Today, Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Welcome back. Welcome back to Today, Wednesday morning. The snow has stopped. The crowd is stoked. We're going to get outside and hang out with them in just a few minutes. Look at all those smiling faces.
Yeah, it looks great. Beautiful out there.
It's been beautiful to have you here as well, while Savannah remains with her family.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers with Savannah always. Coming up tomorrow on Today with a new show celebrating their love story in timeless style. There's renewed spotlight on JFK Jr. and his wife, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. We're going to explore the couple and their journey that's once again shaping the culture.
Right now, though, we do want to get to your news at 8 o'clock, and we are going to start with the State of the Union. President Trump declaring, quote, A turnaround for the ages in a speech that lasted nearly 2 hours. The president using the address to tout his policies, spar with Democrats, and also welcome home the U.S. hockey team. NBC's senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake joins us with a closer look at all of it. Garrett, good morning to you again.
Hey, Craig, good morning. Yeah, the president's speech last night seemed designed as a patriotic pep talk, with the president boasting about his economic record and highlighting the service and achievements of American warriors and champions. But he also lashed out at Democrats repeatedly, creating some tense moments and stark reminders of our polarized union. President Trump entering the House chamber with a roar from Republicans and silence and empty seats on the Democratic side for the first State of the Union of his second term.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
The president using his nearly 2-hour speech to highlight successes of his first year, touting falling gas prices and a rising stock market.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
The president repeatedly taking swipes at Democrats.
These people are crazy.
And trying to put them on defense over affordability.
They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices.
The president also focusing on immigration, even attempting to goad Democrats into standing up and clapping.
To agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up.
The official Democratic response coming from newly elected Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger.
The president did what he always does. He lied, he scapegoated, and he distracted.
The biggest bipartisan cheers of the night coming for the gold medal winning U.S. Olympic hockey team.
Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team.
Mr. Trump adding that he plans to present goalie Connor Hellebuck with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and later awarding 2 medals of honor to military aviators of different eras. A helicopter pilot wounded in the recent raid to capture Nicolas Maduro, and a Korean War fighter pilot. Viewers may have noticed 2 moments of disruption during the speech, with one Democrat escorted out of the chamber early after unfurling a sign on the House floor, and 2 others getting into a heated back and forth with the president over immigration later on. But most of the protest against the president inside the chamber was the silent kind, with dozens of Democrats skipping the speech entirely or inviting guests like survivors of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein, meant to send a message just by showing up. Craig?
Garrett Haake from the White House for us. Garrett, thank you.
An American Airlines plane was taken out of service in Miami after mechanics discovered bullet holes in the right wing. The plane was undergoing a routine inspection after a flight from Colombia to Miami. The pilots did not report any issues during the 3-hour flight. The bullet holes were found after the plane was already on the ground. The Boeing 737 will undergo repairs, and an investigation is now underway.
We turn now to a family tragedy for comedy legend Martin Short. His daughter, Catherine, dying earlier this week at the age of 42. NBC's Joe Fryer joins us with details. Joe, good morning.
Hey there, good morning. Catherine Hartley Short, the eldest of 3 children, Martin Short, adopted with his late wife, Nancy. Her death, the latest hardship for the comedy legend who over the years has become all too familiar with loss and grief.
Actor Martin Short and his family are dealing with a devastating loss this morning. They announced the passing of Catherine Hartley Short, the comedian's only daughter, writing, "Catherine was beloved by all and will be remembered for the light and joy she brought into the world."
Hi, Catherine. Happy birthday.
Well, Catherine Short did occasionally join her famous father on the red carpet, like attending a Vanity Fair Oscar party with him in 2011. She lived a relatively private life. Short praised her accomplishments during an appearance on Today.
Catherine is graduated at NYU. She's going to do her master's at USC in social work.
The 42-year-old was found dead from a suspected suicide at her home in the Hollywood Hills after a welfare check, police sources tell our NBC Los Angeles station.
Self-inflicted, RP is there with the patient.
It's the latest tragedy for Martin Short, whose wife of 30 years passed away in 2010 following a battle with ovarian cancer. Short also lost his parents at a young age, speaking about that with us in 2014.
At 20, I had lost 3 members of my family, and yet I had to figure it out, how to be happy, because my natural orientation was to be happy. Yeah. And then at 60, the same thing.
Despite those setbacks, Short has managed to find incredible success both in his personal and professional life, spending time on and off screen lately with friend Meryl Streep.
Wow, you look great in orange.
Who joined Short on the hit show Only Murders in the Building in 2023. The series also stars Selena Gomez and Short's longtime friend and comedic partner, Steve Martin.
Along with their TV show, Martin Short and Steve Martin also have a comedy tour that just started a new run in January. They were scheduled to perform this Friday in Milwaukee, but understandably, the venue posted that has now been postponed. Back to you guys.
Joe, thank you. And if you or someone you know may be struggling or experiencing issues related to mental health, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7, 365 days of the year. You can call or text 988. You can also go online at 988lifeline.org.
Thousands of visitors are flocking to Yosemite National Park this week to witness the phenomenon known as Firefall. So the natural light show takes place every February at Horsetail Falls. So this happens at sunset when the light hits just right. It hits the waterfall in such a way that the water looks like falling lava. It only happens on clear evenings, and it happens between mid-February to late February. So a couple more days left to go, and they expect lots of crowds and lots of traffic for that phenomenon.
Yeah, looks like it's worth it, though.
Yeah, all right, 8:09, we got the news covered. Hey, Carson, what you got?
All right, guys, coming up in Popstar, we've got an update on the return of Ted Lasso and what one of its stars just let slip about the upcoming season 4.
First, though, Vicky Wynn's going to help you find some extra cash that could be hiding in your home.
Hey, good morning, guys. Gold prices are skyrocketing. So if you have some unwanted gold jewelry lying around, should you sell? And what's the best way to do it? An online service, a jewelry store, or maybe a pawn shop? Well, see what happened when we tried to cash in this gold chain. That's next, right here on Today.
Back at 8:13 this morning on Today's Consumer, an easy way to earn hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars like that.
We're talking about trading in your broken jewelry, your unused or unwanted jewelry, because the price of gold is hitting record highs recently, and experts say now could be the time to cash in.
But what's the smartest way to do it? We called in the expert, NBC's Vicky Wynn. She went on a bit of a treasure hunt to find out, huh?
You know what I learned? Gold is a wearable asset. When someone told me that, I was like, load me up. I love it. I love it so much. Good morning to you. Gold has never been more golden, hitting a high of more than $5,000 an ounce just this month. And if you have unused gold jewelry sitting in a drawer, you could earn big bucks by selling it to a cash for gold business. But where? Should you go to a jewelry store, a pawn shop, or maybe one of those new online services? We tried all three. Here's what we found to help you make the most of your gold.
It's the new age gold rush.
Can you guys believe that this little bag, $10,000, guys?
With gold prices nearly double what they were just a year ago, experts say now is the perfect time to trade in your unused or broken gold jewelry and earn a treasure trove of cash.
I haven't worn this in like a decade. I sold that for $2,800.
And consumers have more choices than ever. In addition to local pawn shops and jewelry stores, there are many online cash for gold websites. But how do you get the most money for your gold? To find out, we used identical versions of this 14-karat gold chain certified by a jeweler. We took our chain to be appraised at 3 pawn shops and 3 jewelry stores in New York City. Check out the range of offers we got at jewelry stores from $80 to $170, at pawn shops $120 to $190. The difference between the lowest and highest offers, more than double the cash.
It could be a lot of money.
Jeweler Lauren Kaminsky Goldman is known as the Gold Girl, offering consumers advice on how to get the most for their gold. She says first, know the carat count and weight of your item. Then shop around for several offers, and don't be afraid to haggle.
In some cases, when our producer turned around to leave the store, the offer doubled. Are you surprised by that?
I'm not surprised. If you know what you want, then come in strong and let them know in advance. And if you don't, then be prepared to negotiate.
So what happened when we sent our chain to popular and highly rated online sites? The 3 we tried say they provide free shipping and appraisals. And if you don't like the offer, they'll ship your gold back at no charge. So we mailed our chains to them and within 3 days got their bids. The results surprising even us. The offer from the first site was mid-pack, $125. The second site started low, $93. But when we declined, they more than doubled the offer to $200. The third site was even better. When we declined their initial offer of $135, they upped it to $208, the highest of the entire group.
The online services actually offered the most. What do you think of that?
I think it really depends. Online services probably have less overhead.
Goldman says going to a brick and mortar store has different advantages.
Forming a relationship with the person who's doing the appraisal is also worth something to the consumer. And you could probably build your way to that same number.
And you might be surprised how much your gold is worth. Goldman appraised my wedding ring.
You can expect anywhere from $500 to $700.
That's amazing because I remember I bought that ring for about $300.
I think what a lot of people don't realize is that they have cash just laying in their drawers. Especially now is a great time to sell.
And for the record, I am going to happily keep my wedding band.
Good.
But something you do want to remember, the online sites, they take longer to give you those appraisals than a store would. If you decline getting your gold back, like they'll have to mail it to you, that can take a few days. And there is a risk to shipping it all, but all of the sites we used, they do insure your mailed items. So this is stuff you're trying to get rid of anyway. They insure it generally up to like $25,000. It just takes a little longer.
And it sounds like the price of gold is going to continue to go up.
Listen, this morning, J.P. Morgan Chase says they predict gold will hit $6,300 an ounce.
Wow.
So if you've got anything, just make sure you get multiple opinions. You've done the research. You know the carat weight yourself.
Yeah.
And if it's a brand name or a designer and you have documentation, all of that is going to bring the value up.
I love how you just declined online and they were like, okay, here's some more money.
We'll double it.
Double it,
Yeah.
exactly.
You could have kept going. You probably
Maybe, or at some point they're like, lady, take your gold back. We don't want you.
Vic, thank you. Mr. Rocha.
Hey guys, good morning, and we're watching this area of snow move through the northeast. It's a quick hit, no big problems. We're going to see another area come down to the south, bring some heavier rain, and we've got some wet weather out west, but again, nothing horrible. Look at these temperatures, though, from the southwest into southern Texas. Temperatures in the 90s, teens and 20s up around the Great Lakes, 70s down through Florida, 30s here in the northeast. Light snow moving through. We're looking at the springtime highs down around the Gulf, lower Mississippi River Valley, going to be great. A fire risk because we continue to see dry weather throughout the southwest, windy conditions through the central Rockies, sunshine up and down the west coast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. And that is your latest weather. The ladies joining, best time of the morning.
All right, guys, a lot to get to in Pop Star. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Always appreciated. Ladies get in free to Pop Star, by the way. Very nice. Wow. You're in the area.
All right.
We're going to start with our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hot off the press this morning, the nominees dropping for the 2026 class. The list has 17 artists, 10 first-timers, including this music legend. That, of course, Phil Collins with In the Air Tonight, an absolute classic. So who are Phil's fellow nominees? Here we go. Let's go through the list. The Black Crowes, Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey, Melissa Etheridge, Lauryn Hill, Billy Idol, INXS, Iron Maiden, plus Joy Division / New Order, New Edition, Oasis, Pink, Sade, Shakira, Luther, and last but certainly not least, Wu-Tang Clan. How about that list?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang, first year for Wu-Tang.
I'm always like, how are they not already in the Hall of Fame?
That's crazy.
I know. I don't know how.
So how many get in, do you know?
I don't know how many get in, but it's not until April. And I can tell you, Iron Maiden, believe it or not, of all the groups on that list, is probably the most overdue.
Yeah.
That's kind of what people are saying. They were so foundational to the British new metal wave that that's one.
They were in.
Yeah, Black Sabbath is in, Judas Priest is in, but not Iron Maiden. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes there.
You should be on that committee, by the way.
I would like to be. A reminder, artists or bands only become eligible for nomination starting 25 years after the release of their first commercial recording. This year's induction ceremony ceremony will take place in the fall. All right, a big morning for lists here. We're going to start with Spotify now counting down the 100 greatest pop songs of the streaming era. Now, they define the streaming era as 2015 to today for some reason, so let's go through the top 10. Here they are.
When they started.
Exactly.
No, they started in 08, which is weird, but here we go. Ari is there, No Tears Left to Cry. Billie Eilish. Drake's One Dance is on the list. 7 is Lord. You've got Bieber at 6 with Sorry. Well, he's Canadian, so sorry. Here's the top 5. Carly Rae Jepsen, Dua Lipa. Look at Taylor. Taylor's not number 1 on a list. That's very rare. Runner-up is Chapel. So who drove away with the top track? That was a clue.
Oh. Is it Olivia? Oh, no, not Olivia.
We're going to play it.
Are we?
I guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. You said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
Guys, that is the unadulterated club banger known as Driver's License.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Big song.
You want to sing it for the class, Jenna?
Give us something.
You took Mila, right?
Yes, I was going to say, Mila and Puppy would vote that for number 1,
It's a great show.
Evidently, she has new music coming, Carson.
Yes, she does. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Fantastic concert, by the way. Next up, how about 1995's movie, The Heat? What a great movie that is. Follow-up Ben of the Works to this De Niro Pacino classic.
If I'm there and I gotta put you away, I won't like it. But I'll tell you, if it's between you and some poor whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down.
Heat is so much better than Notting Hill.
No, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? They were just the girls are saying Heat. Never saw Heat. Never saw. It's one of the classics.
Dinah seen a Heat?
No, never seen it.
There's no reason to. Let's not throw shade.
He's like Bridgerton if it was really good.
Okay, come on. Come on.
I take offense to that.
I'm just kidding. By the way, for the sequel, some Hollywood A-listers are saying they're involved in Heat 2. Perhaps Leo and Adam Driver. Also sounds like this Batman star just confirmed that he's also working on it. Yesterday, entertainment reporter Jake Hamilton tweeted out, quote, Christian Bale just told me I'll be back in Chicago soon for Heat 2, end quote. So I guess he's in it. Original writer-director Michael Mann set to return as well. We'll keep you posted.
It's been a long time since Heat 1,
Bridgerton, awesome
right?
show.
Yeah,
Giving her a hard time.
long time.
Has been a while. Finally, as I teased earlier, Ted Lasso, this dynamic duo is teaming up once again.
Oh, good.
I'm glad you like them. You know what? I'll start bringing these to you every morning. Called Biscuits with the Boss.
That really isn't necessary.
Okay, well, mark this down as the first time we disagree then. Actually, no, second time. Tea is horrible. Absolute garbage water.
Garbage water.
Ted Lasso, the show we all can agree on.
Yes.
We don't argue, boys and girls, on that
The
one.
couch is in.
Universally loved. Well, Ted Coach and Rebecca need to put a Biscuits with the Boss on the calendar for this summer. According to Deadline, Hannah Waddingham, the actress, of course, plays Rebecca, might have accidentally revealed the highly anticipated season 4 release date, telling the reporter that she believes new episodes are going to debut in August.
All right.
The problem about that is
Hannah.
Apple TV has not put out such a premiere date officially, but we'll hold on some time for our old Greyhound friends sometime near the end of summer.
Great.
So,
great.
Sounds like August.
With the Boss.
All right, kids. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going one-on-one with an Oscar winner. Lupita Nyong'o will be here live. But first, a check of your local news and weather.
Ladies, meet the pop stars for free.
We're back 8:36 with the remarkably talented, sweet, kind Lupita Nyong'o. She won an Oscar for her work in 12 Years a Slave, just one of her many memorable roles, including Black Panther and Us. She earned a Tony nomination for her Broadway debut in Eclipse. She's also an executive producer, a podcast host, and the author of a New York Times bestselling children's book. But there's more. Behind the scenes, Lupita has struggled with her health, diagnosed with fibroids, a very painful condition affecting as many as 15 million women in the country. And now she's sharing her story to help others in her newest role as women's health advocate. Lupita, first of all, I'm so happy to see you. And I know women are watching this right now saying, me too. I've struggled with that too. This is something you had many years ago, and you decided to advocate for it. Why?
Well, back in 2014, I won an Academy Award. And in that same year, I was diagnosed with fibroids. So I was experiencing this high and this low at exactly the same time. I had heavy bleeding, I had pelvic pain, among other symptoms. And I was stunned that I was going through this. I asked my doctor what caused them, and he didn't really have an answer. I asked what I could do to treat them, and all I was offered was surgery or live with the pain. I chose the surgery at the time, and then I asked, what can I do to make sure they don't come back? And he said, it's only a matter of time. And then I've learned since that 80% of women have fibroids by the age of 50. So now, 12 years later, I have fibroids again. I have double the amount of fibroids, and I'm still being offered the same options, surgery or live with the pain. And if majority of women are going through this, surely we should have some more options.
I mean, it just reminds you we need so much more emphasis on women's health, because I think a lot of times that funding was taken away. But this is a very, very important topic.
Yes.
So you're living with this. You went through the surgery, and this also affects fertility for a lot of women.
It does. It does indeed. And I was feeling, first of all, I felt shame. You know, what did I do to cause them? And then I felt very alone and quite scared for my reproductive health. I also have learned that most of the time, a lot of the time, women get recommended hysterectomies, which is a complete...
I have a couple of friends who did that.
Yeah, it's a complete removal of the reproductive organs, which is extreme.
So what have you learned? It's 12 years later. We're sitting at this point. So what advice do you have for women who are going through it?
Well, the first thing I'll say is seek a second opinion and don't accept a hysterectomy as the first resort. And that's why we are trying to raise money to for scientists to look into less invasive and non-invasive ways to treat fibroids through this Make Fibroids Count campaign. And yeah, and I also say, you know, there's a lot of power in speaking up. I spoke up, and the amount of support I got, hearing women say me too and share their stories made me feel less alone. And it's honestly what has actually bolstered me to be able to do the work that I do now. So I think it's high time that we speak up to ensure that this is no longer trivialized and it's no longer considered normal just because it's common.
It's like, why do we have to live through it, fight through it, or get surgery? And also, they come in different sizes. I have a couple of friends who have them, and that was illustrated in a photo.
Yes. So doctors usually use fruit to help a woman understand the size of her fibroid. So your fibroid is the size of a grape. Your fibroid is the size of an orange. Mine was the largest one was the size of an orange. So I thought it would be a very provocative way to get women to lay their burdens down and share their stories.
How are you otherwise? I mean, when I was reading your list of accomplishments, I kept going like, wow, 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 wow. So what do you have coming up? What's coming up in the pipeline for you?
Well, I'm very excited about a movie that's coming out in the summer, The Odyssey, with Chris Nolan directed. I think the world has something incredible in store.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I can share right now.
Good, good. Well, we're very happy for you and proud that you are putting a spotlight on this. I think a lot of women, you know, we need to have more emphasis on this and on women's health. So
thank you.
Lupita, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and she's going to be back in our third hour to continue this important discussion. Carson, over to you.
Yeah, guys, thanks for that so much. All right, just ahead, we're going to switch gears, as you can hear. Oh my gosh, Katie, what did you do? From kid-friendly cooking tools to colorful dinos, Katie Linendoll is here to share some of the standout creations from this year's Toy Fair here in New York. But first, this is Today on NBC. All right, we're back, and it is 8:43. We've got highlights from the Can't Miss Toy Fair. It comes to New York every year, giving fans and collectors a sneak peek at what's sure to be what's happening over there. All the hot toys that are coming into the holiday season. It's well-timed. Christmas exactly 10 months away. She's Katie Linendoll. She gets to play Tom Hanks from the movie Big. Go see all the cool toys and bring them back here to the Today Show. Katie, good to see you. Let's just get right into Yoshi here.
Oh, we got some amazing sneak peeks coming for you. I'm going to hand Yoshi over to you. This is Hatch and Yoshi. It was one of the hottest toys at Toy Fair, and rightfully so. You're going to help him break apart. He actually hatches one time out of this egg. He's super fun, super
pre-broken pieces, or are you just literally breaking it?
It breaks once, but the cool part is once he breaks out, you can actually interact with him for the rest of the time. And he's so cool because he pops out. You can pet his nose, you can pet his head, or you can hit his back, and he does a little Yoshi gibberish
really
chat
cute.
back. So incredibly fun.
What does he do? Can you, like,
He's
speak?
interactive. Yeah, you can pet his nose.
Speak, Yoshi.
You chat back on the back. You can tap his little turtle back.
All right.
He's a dino that is having a lot of fun, and just in time for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which all of us Nintendo fans are super excited about, coming out April 1st from Spin
Wake,
Master.
hatch, and play with Yoshi. We might have to turn Yoshi off when we move on to the dino.
Okay.
Thanks, Yoshi.
For now, Yoshi. Next up, this dino, I'm going to let you hit this button right here. This is from Spin Master, and it is the Megasaurus Dino Vehicle, and it is so fun because it celebrates the Paw Patrol Dino movie coming up.
Love it.
Inside here is an inflatable 2-foot dinosaur that detaches from Rocky's recycling
Well, then
truck.
what do you do with this guy? You
So
just-
this is
you
so fun.
cruise
You get to
around
walk around with it, but then Rocky, one of the main characters, you can actually clip it right on its back right there too. So you can walk around, play with this, but then the best part about it is it inflates and deflates right back into the truck, which is
that's
so
fun.
nice.
That's
Very
cool.
cool from Paw Patrol celebrating the Dino movie.
All right, fair enough. I'll bring him with me.
All right, let's
What's
talk
next?
STEM, because a lot of parents are obviously looking for things that release kids' inner engineer. These are solar flowers from Thames and Cosmos, and it's 114 pieces. It builds in about an hour, but it showcases how light can be captured into motion, and just a fun, exciting build for that inner engineer.
That's very
and
cool.
Really cool because you get the physics inside there, you get the build inside there, an awesome product from Thames.
I haven't asked prices, but are these things astronomical? Are they affordable?
No,
Are they-
really affordable,
Okay.
and this one's under $40, which
Oh, wow.
is such a nice option.
Okay, great.
Next section here, Carson, this is kind of what I call the Learn to Adult section. If you like me and you love to bake, your KitchenAid mixer is everything.
Right.
Now for the kids, the Mini-Me version.
No
This will
way.
actually turn on with 3 different speeds. It is a junior KitchenAid mixer and also blender. Sneak peek, this is coming out in fall.
Wait, it works like a real one?
It works, and what's so neat too is it has safety features built in here, so parents don't have to worry. They can let the blender make smoothies. They can also whip up their favorite desserts with mom or dad, and really
Wow,
awesome.
these are so cool.
Yeah, iconic brands coming from the consumer to the kids.
Especially if you just want to make like a small batch of cookies, you could just make them in the little mini there.
All right, pick your favorite. These stopped me right in my tracks. These are from
so
Follow. Every single plushie that you adopt will actually track a real animal and support wildlife conservancies.
Oh, that's nice.
What's so neat is they have donated to date $5.6 million to help wildlife. And I love the tracking feature. I will tell you, I've been tracking a sloth named Churro in Costa Rica.
What do you mean
He's
tracking?
only moved 200 feet. So you get to track your animal, a real animal
A
that they're
real
helping
one.
support.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yes. So you might want to pick something a little bit more lively, but I have been having a blast seeing how little Churro has been moving.
You get the plushie.
Yes.
You help
Scan the
save
QR
the animals,
code.
and you can track them all at once.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
Very cool.
Very cool Toy Fair find there, Katie. What else? do we
All right, last but certainly not least, from Toy
Okay.
Fair, colored bubbles from Poppin'
Oh, they are
Colors.
colored.
Something you've probably never seen
That's fun.
before. They're under $5 for a pack of 2, but then I have to show you this because they are stain-free. It comes
I was about
right
to say,
off.
is that, oh, good.
Which is awesome. You can blast me, too. I'll
So
show
that's just
you.
water.
It will take it right off immediately, so parents don't have to worry. And so much fun. And great for Easter baskets.
You know what they
2
should
packs
do?
for
They
under
should make
$5.
this actually be sunscreen. Imagine how fun it would be to put sunscreen on kids like
That's
this.
a great idea. Fire away. Totally.
Next year's Toy Fair.
Carson has
Look for
ideas.
the Carson Daly booth.
We'll be there.
This is awesome. Just in general, like, what's it like to walk around the Toy Expo, and what sort of, in
goodness.
general, surprised you most about it?
It is so overwhelming, and there's so many new trends from interactive toys to hands-on to this learn to play. There's so much fun and excitement to see. You can't get out of there. I closed it down. People closed down clubs. I closed down Toy Fair.
I love it. Gun screen. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yes,
Gun screen.
exactly.
Anyway, sorry. Katie Linendahl, thank you so much. Craig, over to you.
All right, buddy, up next, we're going to spice things up with Chef J.J. Johnson's take on shrimp and rice. Super simple, perfect for a busy weeknight. Going to be good, Carson. Going to be good. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Look, we just get it right. I missed a spot there. There you go. You're going to be safe. Safe.
And welcome back this morning on Today Food, an easy and flavorful rice recipe. And it's in celebration of Black History Month, and it is from this guy, James Beard, award-winning chef J.J. Johnson, renowned for his rice dishes, the founder of Field Trip here in New York, the Atlantis down in Bahamas. By the way, my favorite restaurant down there in the Bahamas.
Oh, thanks.
Chef, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Rice is your thing, and it has been since I've known you. What is is it about rice that's so important to you, so important to the culture?
I believe rice is everybody's thing. Yeah. But for the culture, it's really important. We believe at my restaurant Field Trip, and I believe that rice is culture.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter on whose table you go to. You go to Al's house, he has a rice dish. We go to your house, you have a rice dish. And it really defines your culture. And in black culture, rice is a thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it is.
You know, and this dish I'm making today is a Purloo dish, which means one pot dish. It's from Charleston. It's from the Low Country, right? It's the cousin. It's the cousin of jambalaya.
Okay.
Okay.
Biggest difference between the two being what?
The biggest difference is jambalaya got a lot of seafood in it. It's low and simmered. It comes from Louisiana.
Yes.
Right? This has Carolina Gold rice in it. Okay? It has a bunch of spices. So in the pot here, I have some bacon going.
And Chef, does it matter what kind of rice you use?
I do want you all at home to start using Carolina Gold rice.
Why is that?
Because it is the rice of America. It is the rice of the American South. It is the rice of black people. It is our rice. And here in the United States, we don't have a rice.
Yes.
Because it's been extinct, and we can get into that at a different time.
Right,
but if you don't have it, short grain rice is perfectly fine.
Carolina Gold rice, you had some bacon in there.
So bacon, you have some garlic, onion, thyme.
What does Purloo mean, by the way?
Just one pot.
Just one pot?
Just one pot. Some red onions, which I like to use, not traditional, okay? Some garlic.
A little garlic there.
Throw that butter in.
Yes, sir. Two knobs of butter.
2 knobs of butter. Just toss it in there. And then you let this melt down. Now, the key to it, Craig, is you want to throw the rice in and pop it like popcorn.
So throw it in now.
Throw it in now.
Okay.
And you want to get it coated with all that bacon fat. Let that butter melt. Because the greatest thing with rice is absorbs all the flavor.
Yes.
We got the bay leaf.
You had Al at bacon fat.
Yeah.
Come on. You had him in bacon fat.
And then we're going to throw in the chicken stock.
Chicken stock. Okay.
And then if you're cooking at home and it's busy, and your kids are doing homework, or you got to jump on that last minute call, this is the dish for it. You just throw the top on and let this cook.
What about the tomatoes? When do you add those?
I add it halfway through.
Okay. Add the tomatoes halfway through. All right.
Now we come here, and this is the magic. Look how beautiful this.
Behold the magic of television. Wow.
Look how good that looks. And then you just drop in.
So roughly how long did this cook?
This was 28 minutes.
28 minutes.
28 minutes.
Boom.
And then you just drop the shrimp on top, right?
What's the verdict over there?
Just drop it on top, guys.
Especially this kind of weather.
Yes.
Oh, for this cold weather, right?
Oh.
You put this here, and then I put a little lemon wedge. Can squeeze it right on top.
Brighten it up.
Listen, my wife doesn't like the lemon wedges on top when I make it at home, but I do.
That's yummy, Chef.
A little parsley.
What's up?
And look at that, great glass of rosé.
That's great. How are the restaurants doing?
The restaurants are great. Field Trip here in Rockefeller Center's going. Harlem Field Trip. We have a field trip coming, JFK Airport.
Come on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get down to the Bahamas. Everybody's welcome to come down to the Bahamas, to the Atlantis.
You've been to that one too, I think, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both been to that
We're right there in the water park there, which is really nice. My kids are begging me to come back, to go back there. So.
That's delicious, Chef.
No, thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Perfect way to wrap up Black History Month, too. Chef JJ, thank you. You know what to do for this recipe and more. It's today.com/food. We're back with our third and fourth hours of Today after your local news and weather. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.